These unhappy times call for the building of plans that build from the bottom up and not from the top down, that put their faith once more in the forgotten man at the bottom of the economic pyramid. So wrote Roosevelt in the heat and the heart of the Great Depression in the United States. And while the United States is, as we know, a can-do country with mottos like change you can believe in, this cabinet, this kind of sad cabinet reshuffle, sort of shuffled in here today like a kind of gone-to-seed athlete, out of breath and certainly not fit for the sport for all that the new Minister for Sport and Tourism seemed to be threatening us all with. On the menu in the Doyle restaurant these days, you can see things marked OT, Operation Transformation, meant to provide slimmed down, more energetic, more vigorous versions of the people that sit on all these benches. And all I can say is that Operation Transformation, this was not. And you know, I thought as I was listening that I saw a ghost or two flit past and look down, not so fondly at the Taoiseach's head. I thought I might have seen Bertie walking along there. I remember when various transformations in Bertie's life were going ahead. Who did we see coming down the stairs of the Dáil? Was it Mr. McNamara, that late great czar of Irish building, who was calling the shots for Fianna Fáil on behalf of the developers and their friends in the banks? Did I see Sean Dunn, the person who went to the Queen and who went to the sessions in the United States as the key guest of the Irish government? I mean, I saw a mention in the speech about a public services board in relation to reforming the public service. If we rolled back the clock a year or two or three ago, I'm sure that these senior figures in Irish business would have been key people for these boards, along with that scion of Irish banking, Mr. Fitzpatrick, and his cousin in Irish banking, Mr. Fingleton. So let's be honest about all of this. We are in the middle of the greatest depression that Ireland has endured or experienced since really the economic war. Not even the Second World War has produced the levels of unemployment that this government and Fianna Fáil has reduced this country to. And what do we get? Well, it's probably a very simple menu, but we have Fása Hain. And Fása Hain is, I think, going into the Department of Education to remind the Taoiseach of happier times in her previous department. Fása Dó is, I think, going into the new Department of Social Affairs. And Fása 3, I think Fása 3, which might be the head of the organisation, is staying in its old department. Now, we could actually put this to music, almost like Begéin up Amora, Gugunda and Glár, because now we're going to have Fása Hain, Fása Dó, Fása 3. Now, this is really, you know, a bit like the water in, this is a little bit like the water into wine. We have a dysfunctional Fás, and now we actually, and now we have Fihiblinig Fás, because we have a kind of a bit of Fás. We have a bit of Fás for everybody in the government. Can I just say as well, the decision in relation to the decision in relation to the widened responsibilities of Minister of State Dara Calleary. He's to be responsible for relations with the trade unions. He's have undefined responsibilities in the Department of Finance. He is to have responsibilities in relation to public service reform. Had there been, if you like, some guts to the Taoiseach's reform of government, one of the more redundant departments, of which there are plenty of candidates, and I don't have the time to list them all, could have actually been transformed into one decent cabinet portfolio dealing with those issues. Instead, the Taoiseach seems to have funked that. And what we have now is really new wine in old bottles, except that in this case, Taoiseach, the wine has turned to vinegar.